Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. We are ready to close out our monthly budget for July to see how we did in the month of July and how much debt we paid off in overall total. So if this is something that you are interested in, please stick around. Okay guys, so if you hear, I have my AC on, I just got home, and you may see the fan in this little screen of the calculator. I'm not turning the fan off. It has got awful hot here. And I am just got done sweating. I was outside in the garden as soon as I got home, and I'm trying to get my house cooled off. So let's jump into the numbers real quick of where we lie for our monthly budget for July. So for income for my full-time, remember this is a 3 paycheck month, and my monthly budget goes from July 2nd to August 12th because I get my first paycheck August 13th. So for my full-time for 3 paychecks, I got $5,221.35. For my part-time, which was also a 3 paycheck month, I got $2,606.25. For other, which is my kids' cell phone bill that they paid me for and their portion of their cruise that they are paying for, this month I got a total of $700. I forgot one kid double paid in June, so she did not need to pay her portion, one of her portions this month. For rollover, that is rollover, like things I don't spend for my variable. If I get money from, I don't know, something random or something of that nature, I don't know, maybe my kids may give me money or something to spend however I want. Or if I pull it from my sinking funds and I need to bring it into my budget to pay a bill, that's what that is. But in July, if you watched a previous video, and I will try and link it, I unstuffed a majority of my sinking funds. So this is where a majority of this money came from. And that was a total of $1,863. Excuse me. So total income we worked with for July was 10,000. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. $10,390.60. Let me take a drink real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully that is better. So for my mortgage, this month I paid $1,465, and 65 of that was extra money towards my escrow, and the 14 was towards my mortgage, which also includes an extra principal payment, or extra money towards my principal. That's how you say that. For my Ameren UE bill, I had to pay it twice because it's due on the 10th of each month. So I had to pay it for July and August. That was a total of $32.04. For my city utility bill, it's also due on the 10th, so I had to pay it twice. And the total for both bills was $353.37. For my car insurance, I also paid that twice. This is the last time that you will see my car insurance in my monthly budget because I'm switching to biannual, paying it every 6 months. And that will start in September. So for my car insurance, it was $287.28. For my internet bill, it was just $89.99. That was just one bill. Peacock and Roku were both $7.99. These bills go up in August. My cell phone was just one bill, so that was $92. The minimum or my scheduled monthly payment for my back taxes is $120. Apple storage was $2.99. And this app, my WW app, was $11.50. Excuse me, this week I am canceling this. So this should not charge me in August. That's something that I can eliminate. And I'm really looking at Peacock and Roku. I may eliminate those as well. The MyFICO app was $39.95. My Apple Care was $13.49. And my pest control was $54.18. So total for our fixed, okay, so the total for our fixed bills was $2,577.77. If I subtract that from our income of $10,390, I have an echo going on in my ear. So it sounds really weird when I'm talking. So $10,390.60 minus $2,577.77. Did I do that right? Girl, ain't no $25,000. Lord help me. 2577.77. Okay. So we have a remaining of $7,812.83. So we'll flip over here for our variable. For our therapy, we did $90 this month, and we also did $90 for our medication. Our Quicksilver credit card, the how do I say that? My base amount, like I pay $125 each paycheck because this is the credit card that I'm focusing on paying off. So for each paycheck times 3, that was $375. Capital One, I only paid, I believe it was $37.47, and that one is paid off. So that credit card's paid off. This credit card doesn't have a balance, but I cash flowed something, I charged something on my Apple credit card. So that was $34.35. And then the total amount for our cruise payments, mine including my kids, was $960. Okay, so for a variable, we spent $1,586.82. When I subtract that from, let me make sure I did that right. Yep, $7,812.83. We have $6,226.01. So for groceries this month, I did $525. For the home category, we did $55. For fuel, we did $480. Spending, we did our $120. Eating out, we did $90. And miscellaneous, we did 15. So total for our cash envelopes, we did $1,285 minus $6,226.01 gives us a $4,941.01. If you hear a noise, that's my chair making squeaking noise. So for home maintenance, 75 is automatically deducted each paycheck, so that was a total of $225 this month. Ally, $10 each paycheck, so that's a total of $30. For sinking funds this month, we did $1,348. And then our buffer was 30. So for this section, we did a total of $1,633. And so our remaining is $3,308.01. This is zero. I included that escrow payment in my mortgage, but I need to include Fed tax because I made an extra debt payment of $450. And then total extra that we paid to our credit card was $2,774.77. So for extra debt total, it was $3,224.77. So if I subtract that from 3,308.01, that leaves us with 83.24, and I've left that in my account as an extra buffer. I'm just going to leave it there because my utility bill for August was way higher than I planned it to be. It was like close to like 195. And I've already done my monthly budget for August. So in case my bill is extremely high or over 200, this $83 will help me take care of that bill. Okay, so for income, we had $10,390.60. For expenses, $2,577.77. For variable, we were $1,586.82. Our cash envelopes was $1,285. Savings was $1,633. And for extra debt, we did $3,224.77. Now, on a normal month, I can't put that much towards debt, but about $1,500 or so, about $1,600 I pull from my sinking funds. So that's where that came from. But in a busy month for work for me, I can probably pay anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500 on my own towards debt. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that in August, between August, September, and October, I can knock out this Quicksilver credit card, and I can knock out at least one, if not both, of my back taxes that I owed, because this is Fed tax 2022. This is paid off. So I only owe for 2 more years and then we're done. And then once I pay this credit card off and these 2 back taxes, so I really want to pay the IRS off. I don't like owing the IRS and I want to be done with that. So once I get those 3 things paid off, my focus will be a Discover credit card, which you'll probably see in August, because that will have the balance for my roof repair, or my new roof that I have to do here next week. So it will have that on there, and it's 0% interest for 18 months. So that will be my focus. But while I'm also focusing on that, I'm going to at least pay the minimum interest for my student loans, and I'm going to try and pay like an extra $100 or $200 on a student loan, and I'm going to try and tackle that while I'm also focusing on the Discover credit card. So we'll see where all that falls. But let's do our final calculation. So income was $10,390.60 minus $2,577.77 for our fixed expenses, minus $1,586.82 for our variable, minus $1,285 for cash envelopes, minus $1,633 for savings, minus $3,224.77 for our extra debt payment, which this is correct. So this 83.24 will be an extra checking buffer, and it will just stay in my bills. I have a checking account that is just for my bills. That's where they're auto drafted from. So all my bill money stays in that account, and then I have a separate account for where my where my checks are deposited to, or where I pay like my credit cards come. I pay out of that. My savings, these 2 come out of that other checking account, but bills only come from the other one. So that will sit there. So that is the end of our closeout for our monthly budget. And if you have not watched my monthly budget of August, I will link it here or here. However, I've always watched those YouTube videos and I always wanted to point up here or here, wherever. Anyways, I will link that August monthly budget so you can see what that looks like. I am getting back to paychecks that have more than 80 hours on my paycheck. So overtime, plus I also work to help me pay off debt. Like volleyball games, I help keep the scorebook and things like that. So when I work those games, because I already work 40 hours, they pay me at an overtime rate. So I work those as well. So that brings in extra money, but I won't see that until like the end of September. Starting the end of September, end of October is when I'll see that. You'll see that reflected in my paychecks as well. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye.